And we are back. Just when I said we are back. Come here. Come here, Summer. It's an important subject. Okay, we are going to talk with you because otherwise she wants to participate. All right. So the only way to get her attention sometimes is to bring her along. Bring her along to the conversation. Then she's quiet, right? So I crate trained her. She was in the crate, and I ran to Starbucks, and I didn't ran. I drove to Starbucks, and I got an a chocolate mocha. Or it's mocha is chocolate, pretty much. I got a mocha because I saw in my other video, when we go live, we look at our own face, right? A lot of times, there's no point of me talking to you guys if I don't look alive. So most of the reasons why I look a little pale is because there's no sun. Like I said, we haven't seen sun in 2 weeks. So still I'm determined to stay alive and keep you all alive. That's why my videos are not very um, frequent like I used to do, because I take this time in the winter to slow down, just with the weather and everything. I slow down, I declutter, I let go, I delete, I refresh. So in the winter, it's very difficult when you live in the Midwest. Some of my friends left the Midwest because they can't take the harsh environment. It's very difficult when it's cold and no sun and no social life. Um, Come here, son. Summer, come. Summer, come. I have to talk about this. Come. Who is that? Who just joined? Welcome. Oh. Come here, somebody joined, so we have to be polite. Oh. You can't bark at people, Summer. It's not gonna be nice. Oh, Mahfuzul, you're not sleeping? What's the time in Bangladesh? You're in Bangladesh, right? I'm okay, Mahfuzur. I could be better. We all could be better. That's my sincere belief. Thank you. So the topic, Mahfuzur, I was talking about boundaries, right? Boundaries is something that I struggled with when I was growing up. 1:38 a.m. What time do you sleep, Mahfuzur? Are you a night owl? What are you doing up so late? Anyway, thanks for joining, even if it's late. So I'm gonna have to hold her and talk about this. Um, okay, Mahfuzur. I hope you get enough sleep. I hope your sleep cycle. You're very fortunate, Mahfuzur. You live close to the equator. I'm sure Bangladesh gets a lot of sunlight more than we do, right? So try to keep a consistent sleep schedule. It'll help you in your life. Okay. But anyway, I don't want to say anything else because the topic is boundaries, priorities, bayan. I don't know what you guys call bayan. I don't listen to bayan. Azan is okay. I listen to azan. Azan is very beautiful, very calming, very peaceful. Bayan is different from person to person. So I grew up listening to a lot of bayan by different scholars, Islamic scholars. Some of them I didn't agree with. I won't name them, but some of them were very damaging for the society that I lived in. It created like tension between certain people, right? So religion, I personally believe religion should bring people together, not pull people apart. If it's pulling people apart, that's not the message of God or the creator. The creator always wants to unite us, always wants to keep us together. But the creator also has made the world beautiful. You see, our earth in the beginning, if you guys do science, right, we were all in one cluster, all lands were together, and then with thousands of years, we all the lands separated and became the world map as we know what it is today, right? Some countries are no longer there, they're underwater because time, the creation refreshes and creates new countries, creates new lands, takes new space, just like that. So I know the Maldives, as when I was growing up, I remember Maldives was only supposed to be there for 50 more years because they were supposed to go underwater. So I don't know if that's still true. I know, like Antarctica, things are changing. But some of the things I understand we have control, but some of the things it's done by nature. So we have to respect that as well. Because I know I'm in, I don't completely side with the climate experts because I think they don't completely side with the spiritual uh, or what you call the people who believe in God, right? So I'm somewhere in the middle because I grew up listening to both listening or reading. Read, right? Back in the day we didn't have to listen, we read, mostly were texts. So I read ancient texts, I read all the religious ancient texts, and they were all talking about the same thing, so I didn't see any conflict there. So I found it very confusing in my mind when people of different religion would fight. I'd be like, why? They're all talking about the same thing. Why are they fighting over some weird stuff? Maybe they don't really get the message. The message has always been all of us are temporary, all of us are going to die. So, no matter what religion my friends are or my community is, saw our life according to where we are on earth very small, very, very impermanent, right? So, in that sense, I uh, didn't listen to many bayans. I don't like it because some of the bayans I heard were targeted towards certain communities, and if people were different, people were minorities, they would talk in a certain way to hurt them. So I didn't sit through any khutbah or bayan. I would pray when it's time to pray, and then I would listen. I'd humbly listen to the azan because that is very beautiful. I think more than any bayan, azan's been there forever, right? So but if you're someone who loves Bayan, that's up to you. I would not be listening to. That's not my take because I had to study a lot as a child and pick up a lot of information. So I would always filter my information to see what is more true to my nature, what is more true to the things that I believe in, what is more true to the Creator, the way that I see creation, right? So you can't drink this, unfortunately, Summer. It's mocha. Um, would you be quiet? I'm going to let you go see if you're quiet. So, boundaries, priorities. Let's talk about that. Now she's quiet. Now she's sitting on the floor, laying down. See? Sometimes an animal needs to be held. Sometimes they needs to be given a boundary. Know your animal. I know my animal. I hope you all know your personal animals that are around you. Um, So the thing is, oh yeah, the reason why I wanted to make this video is because 2023, just the turning of 2023 has been very difficult for me as far as weather, as far as community, as far as me personally. I'll be aging, one more year, more responsibilities. So when we have more responsibilities, we cannot continue to carry the things that we carry, right? So look at it very simply. I carry, let's say, one backpack, two bags in my hand, two on my side, right? Like one backpack, two bags on my kara, we call it shoulder, and then two in my hand, right? So I'm carrying maximum baggage of either, you know, labor, work, family, organization, projects that I'm working on, summer. These are my bags that I wish to carry and I carry along my journey. So, along this, when some other people send me requests, either friendship or projects or their dreams or their aspirations. The only thing sometimes I could do is hear them. That's all. Because my hands are full, my shoulders are full, my back is full, and I've aged. So at this age, there are things that I bluntly say no to, that I bluntly would say I cannot do it. When I was younger, I was struggling with this. Boundaries was something that I had to learn. It was not in any text that I read. It was something, a jewel that I found in America. I did not know how to make boundaries. I knew discipline. I learned about discipline, self control, but nowhere in the text that I read or that I went through, heard, or my elders, or the people around me, or my mentors told me, say no, say no to them, say you can't do it. I was always told, yes, take it, accept it, keep it, be patient with it. But in America, I learned in the past, I think as little as just 5 years ago, maybe that's why I'm still struggling with boundaries, to say no, um, to let go and say no, you know. Um, and for that reason, I get certain requests that I can't fulfill, no matter how kind my heart may seem, how kind I want to be. It is overburdening my day-to-day life, right? So, um, also just like that, my mental health has been suffering when it comes to certain things, because now since COVID, we've all been stuck inside with various information online telling us about the world around us. But when I go outside, the world looks different. It's not as negative as people describe online. Um, so, to keep my mental health in balance, I will begin to unfriend a lot of people. This is not done with a bad intention or to hurt anyone, but this is simply to protect my well being, my mental health, and my aging process. Because as I age, I cannot, my memory, just like I told you about my phone on my last video, that I only got the minimum memory because that's all I need for survival of my phone. Just like that, I carry very minimal memory as much as I can within me of the people I care about, people I love, my friends, relatives. My friends, let me tell you this. My friends who were my friends in 2000, year 2000, are not still friends with me because that's how life is. They were friends with me at that time of my life. If they're still a part of me, I think only one person is still friends with me from whenever, since I was age of 12, and I'm very blessed. Our friendship came across borders, and we're still friends. But we don't keep in touch. We don't talk every day. We don't text every day. We would talk once in like 3 months, just to make we just both know that we're both alive and doing things that matter to us. So apart from that, I don't think many of my friends from the past or people I considered friends from the past even recognize me because I've grown as a person, and I for surely uh, expect them to have also grown as an individual, right? So, in respect of that, I need to grow from 2019 or even 2010 to at least I need to grow from 2022 to 2023. 2022, as you all know, has been a harsh year for me. Personally, out of all the years, 2022 was the harshest for me. I lost Lucky. I didn't have support for grieving. People I considered a friend who I let into my life and who I gave resources to left me. because I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get to be in the specifics, but I was left pretty much. How someone's a friend is when you're going through a death, be it a person, be it an animal. Some people discard animals, right? They don't see their value as the same as humans. But for me, an animal's life is higher than humans. You might hate me for saying that, but I say that because an animal like Lucky was my only emotional support during before pandemic, right? During pandemic, I found my mom and dad, but before that, even before my mom and dad and I got into reconciliation, because we weren't the same happy family that you guys see the entire time. We're family. We've struggled, we've had differences, they've had differences. We don't meet eye to eye. We've had our good times and bad times. All right, so I was able to grow out of that. They were able to grow out of that. And now we are in a good place. But when no one was there in my life, the only hope I had to live and not take my life, because I know I wasn't going to take my life, but the only hope I saw in the form of love at when everybody let me down was from an animal, from a dog. That's why dogs are in the highest position in my life. Okay, because they genuinely, the word loyal. There's nothing more loyal than a dog. There's nothing more loving and all accepting as a dog. And I didn't know that till Lucky fell into my life. I wasn't looking for one. I thought I knew what love was. I thought I knew what friendship was. I thought I knew what companionship was till I met Lucky. So that's why, even if she's gone, this channel will remain as her channel, because the the ultimate quality that I lacked as a human when couple years ago. I thought I knew it all. I was doing everything. I was fit. I was going to the gym. I was having friends. You know, I was doing well financially, but something wasn't complete. That completion was done by my companion Lucky. She completed her duty for Earth, and she left her legacy behind in my heart. And she did that through her small living life. That was very beautiful. So, in respect of that, I will always keep dogs in their highest place. At least for me, that's Lucky. And I will say that again. I've never seen Allah, because you're not supposed to see Allah. Allah is creation. But some of you, whether you believe it or not, the only place I saw Allah in a creation, I see them in trees and a sea, but the only being that came into my life that is closest to Allah was Lucky, and will remain so. And today, Summer, I'm trying to pass on that spirit to Summer. See, as I say that, I don't know if you can see, the sun is coming in. This is how in tuned, like my goosebumps are going. This is how in tuned Lucky is. Lucky made me to the nature. I told you guys there's no sun. The moment I said the closest I am I've been to Allah is Lucky, and the sun shines. I'm not kidding. Look up our weather. We haven't gotten sun in um, 2 weeks, over 2 weeks. I think since 20, I can't even remember. We haven't gotten proper sun. So now we have the sun shining. So I believe it in my heart, because she's the ultimate. Everybody has an ultimate creation that comes into their life and brings the form of God, or the the creation. And that for me was Lucky, and made me a better human, made me let go of my capitalistic beliefs, made me see my parents as just human. Before Lucky, I was never able to look at my parents as just humans. I always saw them as my parents. They should know better. They should have made this decision. They should have um, done this. They should have that. I was trying to look at them and criticize them, because we as children, we sometimes criticize our parents. But the moment Lucky came into my life, it's almost like magic. She didn't talk. She didn't bark. She didn't bark. She's not like Summer. Summer's a different, beautiful creature. She's a different kind of light for my life. But Summer, with Lucky, she made me realize in silence how my parents are just human like me, and how nature sometimes makes us parents and we are not equipped to be the best parents. Some of those don't have manuals, don't have books, but they do, according to their heart, the best that they can. And the moment I realized that about my mom and dad, I appreciated them more. I was able to understand them more, and I was able to accept them more. The moment my heart opened with Lucky, I think for the first time after 10 years, I initiated. In when we are young, our parents ask us to live with them, right? Because they want to protect us and they want to keep us um, away from predators and stuff, which is good. If your family is supportive and it's a safe space, you should live with your family at least till the age of 18. I agree with that, with the American model, that you must be with your family at least 18, then you study or whatever, you go out. So in that sense, I did stay with them till I was, in my late teens, 18, 19, whatever. So, but after that, I became independent and I grew independent, and a part of me became so immersed. And then I met friends of different walks, met people of different walks. Everybody was talking very highly about being independent, to the point I felt like, oh, I guess to a point the ego becomes so strong that we move away from our family. But that's also a process, because if I didn't move away from them, I wouldn't have known how to appreciate them when I met them back. So it's all part. I believe in the long run, it's all part, because I needed to move away so I can create my best self. Because sometimes the best part versions of us, the best the best person that we are, won't come out with our family. Sometimes we have to go create that away from our family, because our families love us. Sometimes they want to hold to the child version of us, and nature will force us, the environment, the people around us will force us to be an adult. And if our parents are equipped to handle that, I want to make sure this is streaming. Okay. So the environment will force us to become adults. 18, 20, even earlier. My environment forced me to become an adult even before I was 18. That's how harsh of an environment I grew up with. Um, Very not easy. I had to pretty much beg and plead for education. That's on a different day, I'll tell you. Anyway, so um, all I want to say is, now that with all that learning is over, then coming back to the family, taking care of them now, being the person responsible for them, to get through their life respectfully. So I must say, I cannot friend everyone like I used to. I cannot respond to everyone like I used to. My emotional capacity is at maximum. So I cannot respond to many WhatsApp messages. I might give you an emoji or something like this, or a heart or a star. Okay. Um, but besides that, I can't solve anyone's problems. um, I can't give any direct advice unless you are live with me and I'm talking to you, because I am aging. The weather, the environment is pushing me to do only what matters for the entire creation. So I can't specifically um, favor some people over the other. Okay. So if you have my phone number, I hope you will keep it for the time that is most important, the most crucial time for you to reach out to me. You use it. Otherwise, if you're always sending me something, just know that it'll probably waste my time and yours as well. If maybe some of you don't mind wasting time, I mind if someone is wasting my time, because my time is very valuable. The Do you know how much time I spend on Facebook? Not more than 30 minutes a day. So in that 30 minutes a day, I go through whoever likes my stuff or whatever. I look at, them, who what kind of profiles do they have, what type of people likes my posts, right? And then I appreciate it. If someone comments, I go through what do they have to say. All right, is it relevant to what I'm saying, or are they just generally saying something? Because all these matters, right? Because when people write comments, I can tell, have they watched my entire video, or are they just generally commenting something out of thin air, right? So very specifically, from 2023 onwards, if you're on YouTube with me, if you're on Facebook with me, I won't be able to respond to many generalized comments unless I agree with values that you bring to the world. Okay, because like I said, 30 minutes to check Facebook is 30 minutes I have to condense to make sure my output goes to the people that wants to hear me. Okay. I see some posts, this also goes to show how I might not even know some people in my family or relatives, right? Because a lot of times we know people as relatives, but they are also human. That's the part that we don't know. They have lives outside of being our relative, right? And then with Facebook, there are no, I guess they are, they maybe they are unaware. When someone friends them, they you can kind of see everything that they post, everything that they say, everything that they comment on. So some of the things that some relatives say or do to another, I don't want to hear about it, because I am not invested in those kind of things. What I'm invested in is directly putting my work out and those people who support me. So so I cannot cling on to relatives because I grew up without relatives. I love my relatives. I love that they love me and care about me. But at the end of the day, when I'm sick by myself. When I heal by myself. Their good words help me, but apart from that, I am no doctor. They are no doctor. Um, and the doctors that I listen to are not on Facebook, or we're not friends in that way because we have boundaries. See, that's why boundaries are important. If someone is, we need to separate. I think a lot of people in Asia, at least in Sri Lanka, don't see things that way. At least where I came from, right? Um, the professionals that we hang out with, or like not hang out, the professionals that we go to see for a service, we don't necessarily become buddies with them. Just like that, the relatives that we hang out with and we see them in a certain environment, we don't necessarily become buddies with them. So that's why some of you, you might be, if you're my relative and you're watching this, you might be wondering, why is Adam, maybe you're thinking Adam is a snob, Adam is arrogant, he doesn't say hi to me, he doesn't put a like. Because I probably don't want to engage with you in some of the posts that which I don't, um, it has nothing to do with me, right? Because even though we're relatives, some things that the way that you think and I think are different, because I was conditioned to different, I brought up different, I mix with a different kind of people. So for me, I like posts that are intellectually rich, makes an impact for those around them, positive impact, that is for sure. If it's negative, I need to know why, like what's the reason behind it. So I cannot. If it's like a beautiful picture, somebody went on vacation, yeah, absolutely. I would put like my relative went on vacation. It's cute. So that's general. But apart from that, if it's like I see a lot of reposting, if you're my relative, please stop reposting. Put something original. Like the whole reason I am online is like there's only one life, okay? If you're my relative, if you're my friend, if you're my follower, whatever, whoever you are, stop reposting other people's stuff. Put your own stuff. Nothing will make me happier than ever. Nothing will make me like your post more than anything is by putting your own post, right? Do you know what I mean? It's like put your own stuff on your YouTube, your Facebook. Don't put other people's stuff because I don't want to see you go away and others come up. I want to see you come up and other people can live in their own channels, own Facebooks, right? So if my relatives were to share more about their lives, their pictures, their families, their struggles, their triumphs, their good times, their bad times, I will be more in connection with those type of relatives. But if these relatives just want to show a very vague picture about them and then repost what others are saying, I probably will unfriend those kind of relatives, because that means I need substance. I need to know who my relatives are. I need to know what my relatives stand for, right? Like I need to know, even if we disagree on stuff, I need to know that you are a critical thinker, that you have your own mind, that you make your own decisions. If you're unable to make your own decisions and have your own mind, that means you won't stand up for me. Because I need people who can stand up for each other when the time requires, when the situation requires. Um, so, yeah, I need strong people in 2023 because I'm not as strong as I used to. I used to be stronger than this, but my strength has been diminished by sadly relatives also. I'll be very honest, relatives are not always refreshing. Some of them, I'm having a bad day, I'm having like a really bad day, right? Like I'd wake up, I'd feel I you know I'm in my mid 30s, I live all alone, I have a ton of work to do, I am doing my best, I am taking care of a dog, the dog barks, there's no sun out, and then when I hear I don't get a good feeling a lot of times when my relatives message me. Not everyone, but some of them. It's like they're like complaining to me, right? So, like, why would I feel excited to reply back to someone who is complaining to me about how their situation is? Of course, I'll go away and find associate myself with people that are uplifting, motivational, even if they are not relatives to me. That makes complete sense. Like we want to be around people that feeds us to feel better and better. Even if there's no sun, I want to be around people that makes me feel like life is fine, life is good, don't worry, right? That's why I made that song. Don't worry, like there's no sun, it's dark, whatever, my pet passed away, I've lost many things, 2022 sucked. So I want to be around people that'll make me feel like they don't worry, there's good things happening, everything's like get going in a good direction. Instead, some of the things that they're saying are like not uplifting. So in that way, I will disengage, I will move away, because I don't want more and more of, I don't want more trauma. Pretty much this year I don't want more trauma. um, Very simple. So this year I will refresh as I like and as I want. I will refresh and uh, relocate the people that I need, who are part of my life. Right, and this, I understand the process will continue. Some people will go, some people will come back. But as far as Facebook friends, it's a generic friend thing on the internet. My real friends are here. Do you see anyone? Where's my real friend? Yes. So, um, yeah, that's it. I'm gonna end the talk. Boundaries, yeah, better boundaries.